going, "Hey, you unlock some new things for becoming a smart with Meow Meow." I don't want to have to sit through that.
Let's get going.
He just
Here we go.
he had the hammer and everything.
I know.
Is Mario vs. Donkey Kong supposed to be an homage to the original Donkey Kong? Or no?
Kinda, yeah. I mean, look at the boss fights.
I
Minus
mean,
the stupid Vine one.
I mean, yeah, the bosses are very similar, but like, it just seems like they'd make this game to like appease the people who used to play Donkey Kong in like arcades.
Here we go.
It seemed like a well-designed game.
Also, this is where the mini Marios came from, or the baby Marios. Fun fact. I think. Don't quote me.
Have you ever
I'm
played?
pretty sure.
Have you ever played through the dark ages of Nintendo?
What's that?
The dark ages of Nintendo is where Nintendo, like I think for like 5 years in like the mid '90s, Nintendo only released like terrible games.
Whoops, I forgot to split. Was that during the gaming crash?
It was part of it. Nintendo single-handedly saved the video game market.
Yeah, I know.
Here we go.
They saved it with the NES, so I don't think it was during the gaming crash. It was in the mid-90s.
Well, there's been multiple gaming crashes. There's one with E.T.
I'm talking about the game crash.
The game. You know what caused the video game crash?
No.
E.T. on Atari.
Wait, what?
E.T. on the Atari 2600 caused the video game crash.
Seriously?
It caused a lot of people to discuss whether video games were worth it anymore because people were just making video games at that point to make video games. Like anything that came out would have a video game tie-in. I mean, that's how it is nowadays.
Wasn't it taboo to play video games?
It was considered like bad socially to play video games. It's like, oh, you're just a nerd who plays video games. Now everyone plays fucking video games. There's a video game for everyone these days. Also, back then, video games were like extremely hard. So, only people who were really dedicated to the video games would actually beat them. I'm gonna look up the video game crash of 1983.
Here we go.
Large-scale recession in the video game industry. Yep, the Atari 2600, the Atari 5200, the ColecoVision, the Odyssey 2, all these different
Odyssey 2.
all these different video game consoles that were out at the time were just all competing with each other. There's just a huge flood of video games, and you know, also people lost a lot of money making video games.
Step on the button. Come on.
Also, home computers were starting to become popular back then. So, yeah, you had all these video game companies competing with home computers. Because people would just port the games to like the Commodore 64. And then you're kind of just left with, you know, why would I play this on why did I play this on my Atari when I can play this on the Commodore 64 in like much better graphics?
That's kind of how it is now.
And then the NES came and single-handedly saved the video game market. Well, here's the thing about PC gaming. It's not a matter of why would I play this game on this console? Because I can play this on a different one. It's more the fact that it's more the fact of what am I trying to say? Like companies like Nintendo who make their own video games make them exclusive to their to encourage you to buy their products, right? And Nintendo doesn't make bad games, so
Usually.
That's a big understatement.
like Sony and Microsoft, they don't make their own games. Any games that they put on their systems are at complete mercy of how the industry wants to, like, of how, like, who wants to make games for them. Nintendo doesn't care. Like, Nintendo can just not care about third-party publishers and just make their own games, but they do care about third-party.
I think third party is extremely important for Nintendo.
Like, Nintendo cares a lot about third-party companies, sure, but it's not their bread and butter.
Well, obviously.
Their bread and butter is their own games, but they allow third-party support because they know that's what their customers want.
I think their bread and butter now is innovating their hardware too.
Yeah, they're actually catching up with the market right now. I think the Wii U was a completely botched.
The Wii U is what
It was a huge.
the Switch. The Switch is what the Wii U wanted to
Should
be.
have been.
Should have
Yeah.
been. Yes.
I posted a
That's a very
picture
accurate statement.
that shows why Nintendo's better than Microsoft and Sony.
Wow, I can save 25 whole seconds here.
The one thing that held the Wii U back that the PS4 and Xbox One never really had to deal with was region locking.
That wasn't the main problem.
It wasn't the poor,
PS3.
poor.
You know, PS3
PS3 didn't have region lock. PS2 did.
yeah,
The
PS2 is the highest selling system of all time.
the biggest problem with Wii U is marketing. The naming was bad, and its marketing was very bad. They should have named Wii U different.
They should have all. I think the gamepad was a big mistake too.
I think giving developers
And it wasn't innovative enough.
giving developers like a starter kit, like trying to
That would have been smart.
giving them like any sort of information about what the console specs were gonna be like before releasing it to the public would have helped them have much better third-party support going into the console's launch rather than having to wait for the console to get that third-party support. Because people didn't know how to program their games for the Wii U in that second screen. Like, they were utterly lost. The Nintendo fixed that with the Switch by giving developers like development kits. Like, this is what
They also used a very easy chip to program for.
yeah, and it's just like this is what our games are gonna be like on the Switch. Just like this is our max specs for the system. Just design it towards that.
Here we go.
Why? God, I can never make this cycle.
I still think that PC is the most consumer-friendly source of gaming.
Oh, yeah. That's never going to change. But the fact of the matter is, I think that the Switch is much better than a PC.
Define better.
That's
Like in
Yeah,
terms
what do you
of
mean?
in terms of accessibility, accessibility. In terms of being able to play the games that you want anywhere, the Switch is much better because, like, in order to like play some of the games at like highest specs on a PC, it needs to be a desktop, and you can't just take that wherever you want.
At highest specs.
You're not gonna get
Yeah.
super high specs with a Switch though, so you can just take your laptop, which will have higher specs than the Switch.
But I think you kind of compared two different things with two not really relevant things. You're comparing the best specs of a PC versus the best specs of the Switch versus how portable a PC is versus how portable a
Like,
Switch is.
I could take my gaming laptop anywhere.
I don't think gaming is all about specs, honestly. So the Switch is better than PC for other reasons, not because of its specs.
I think that like I look at consoles and then I look at PCs, and
What the hell?
consoles tend to have better game lineups than PCs.
That was a weird glitch.
Like some of the games overlap with PC and PS4 and all these other ones because, you know, it's the way for a company to reach the biggest audience. But like the games that are like the all of the candidates, all the candidates,
Freaking serious.
all the potential candidates for game of the year are none of them are on PC.
Really? What are like the candidates each?
Like the people who have been talking about what would win game of the year, it's like Persona 5, Wind Waker,
Breath of the Wild, hello?
Breath of the Wild. Sorry.
Here we go.
Wind Waker.
People,
Man, I would be surprised if Wind Waker won.
Wind Waker wasn't even released this year, but still won game of the year. Fucking.
Well,
Fucking
okay, wait. So,
Hey guys, did you know that the Wii U has integrated 3D TV support? I did not know that.
So does PS3.
So does PS4. So does Xbox One.
So does PS3.
Yeah. Hey man, let Nintendo have this one. Video games frequently mentioned on the web for Game of the Year: Breath of the Wild, Horizon Zero Dawn, Super Mario Odyssey, apparently.
well, I mean, okay, what game of the year are you talking about?
That's
Right.
The
The Game of the Year.
Well,
What
I mean,
people
there's
would,
Fallout
what
4.
people will
There-
be, what people will be saying is the best game released this year.
Okay. So, but like, still, yeah, there's Overwatch, there's Fallout 4, The Last of Us, Dragon Age Inquisition. Like, these aren't
I
necessarily.
mean, they're all like
Overwatch
from-
got Game of the Year last year.
yeah, but that's
It's not going to get Game of the Year this year because it didn't come out this year.
It has to have come out this year.
No,
That's a
okay.
requirement for Game of the Year.
What I'm that's not the point I'm trying to make is you're talking about 1 year in particular, which can easily drop or be an outlier. I'm talking about the trend.
Well, he's talking about the Switch versus PC, and the Switch wasn't out last year. So,
I'm
Okay.
the Switch. The Switch honestly surpassed all expectations, and that was evidenced by the Switch shortage.
the Switch shortage happened for many other reasons.
But like, people were buying them so fast that it took a while for Nintendo to be able to even get. I mean, they also had to bid with
Nintendo
Apple
isn't
for
doing it.
parts and things like that. But you're not gonna have this like you're not gonna have like that level of problem like with a PC. You're never gonna
Of course,
You never-
PCs
you're
are
never gonna
virtually
run-
infinite.
you're never gonna run into like consumer demand so high that people just can't get a PC.
Yes, because it has always been in demand. Supply will always be there. PCs are virtually infinite for the human population, if we're talking about in terms of demand here.
But saying that a system is better just because it has better specs is naive.
I'm not saying that. No, I'm not saying
Nobody said that.
I'm saying, like, if you ever look at the trend of top video games of the year or contenders even of the year of the past, I don't know, 10 years, 15 years, like the majority of them have been PC games. Say what you will about the Switch, but however, this is 1 year that the Switch has been out, and if we're going off of game, if we're basing how good the Switch is compared to PCs based on how many of the games are up for Game of the Year, then there should be more data before we make that decision based on that criteria.
Plus, I don't think Game of the Year has anything to do with the console anyway.
It's opinion based on the game.
Yeah, Super Mario Odyssey could have came out on the Wii U and still gotten the same critically acclaimed
Yeah, I agree.
reception. So,
Like looking
I
at
don't think the Switch has anything to do with it.
looking at trends of video games like that have won Game of the Year over the past let's see 20 years, none of them are PC exclusive.
Yeah, of course, but the point is you can
But
access
that
them.
means nothing.
No,
You can
but-
access a lot of them from your PC, correct?
well, yeah, but it's not the
No,
reason.
that's all that matters.
It's not the reason that they won Game of the Year. It's because they're on a.
Okay, but I'm not making the argument.
Super Mario Odyssey is not going to win Game of the Year because
Because of
it's
the
on the
Switch.
Switch.
I'm,
Yeah.
I'm trying to say if you can access the same games, the same good games, right, on the PC that you can access from other platforms, then and the PC can be customized to your own liking, to what specs you want, especially if it's a laptop or something, then a PC is better for the consumer, and hence is a better console or a better gaming device.
We're not gonna run into the same. We're not gonna run into the same problem in the present day that they ran into back during the video game crash of '83.
So what is the point you're trying to make? I'm
I'm
confused.
just. The point I'm trying to make is
Go, little guy.
that you like he. Cool was saying that we're running into a similar trend these days because PC is taking over console gaming.
I don't think that's true.
I don't think I've said that.
I said that a main reason for the video game crash was because of the rising popularity of PCs. There is no rising popularity of PCs. The popularity is already there.
Okay.
Like all the consoles that are out currently can stand on their own without the need for all the new PCs.
I mean,
Wait, what?
games are created with PCs, though.
I mean, the way that KH3 is being coded right now, they're coding it in a very neutral engine that can be run on PCs, and then just changing it based on whether it's the 360 or the PS4.
I'm sorry, did you say 360?
Sorry, Xbox One. I'm sorry, Microsoft doesn't know how to name their consoles correctly.
Yeah, they didn't, but now they know that.
Yeah, they started with they had Xbox One. They went to Xbox.
Xbox One
They had
X.
they had the original Xbox, right? Then they went to Xbox One because they were just like, oh, we messed up. We gotta go. We have Xbox 360. We really fucked this up. So what are we gonna do in the next console? Xbox 720? No, it's Xbox One. Just confuse everyone in the entire.
Don't forget about Xbox One X, dude.
Oh my god. I thought Project Scorpio was gonna be a new console. I didn't.
Also,
think...
how is Microsoft? I don't know. Is Xbox One X their new console?
Xbox One
Or
X,
is it?
no, Xbox One X is like the PS4 Pro.
But it's significantly more powerful.
It's significantly more powerful than the Xbox One.
No, than the PS4 Pro.
Yes, but
So I'm confused as to how Microsoft is gonna make their next console.
Here we go.
Is it just gonna be slightly more powerful than the Xbox One X?
I have no idea.
That makes no
Like,
sense. Or is
they-
Xbox One X their last?
They really left no room for improvement in the hardware. Oh my god,
I think Xbox One X was
I feel
a dumb move.
I feel so
Honestly.
bad for Pete Kings. Pete just DM'd on him. They're leaving very little room for improvement in their next console, if they ever make a next console. The way that Microsoft is going, they might go PC only with their games. Like
I wouldn't be surprised.
have a paid subscription service to play the games on that service.
I would not be surprised.
But then why would you do that when you can just buy it through Steam or something like that? Like
Here we go.
it's a bold marketing strategy, to say the least. But I don't think
know.
I don't.
I don't know what they're trying to do. I don't know what their goal is.
Wait, did Nintendo announce that the GameCube adapter that they released for Wii U is going to be able to be used?
They
on the
never officially announced it.
Switch? Is that what people are saying though? That you're gonna
But
be
you can use GameCube controllers now. The GameCube adapter.
on the Switch?
Yeah.
Dude, that's
You can also use USB headsets, and Nintendo never said anything about that either. So.
you know what that means, right?
Oh, Smash? I don't know.
They're preparing. They're preparing. For
I have no idea.
Smash. Nintendo sought to
It
avoid
could
the
be.
struggles it had with communicating the capability of the Switch's predecessor, the Wii U, whose gamepad some mistook as a tablet-based system rather than a controller for the console. Well, that's good. They learned from their mistake. Good job, Nintendo. Nintendo could lose $1 million for the next 50 years and not go back.
Yeah.
That is how much money they're sitting on.
Citizen Kane.
They just have so much fun. Like, Nintendo's just so successful, and people are like, "Oh, this is the death of Nintendo." It's like nothing's gonna kill Nintendo.
You can't kill Nintendo.
As long as
Nintendo goes back to their roots of making Smash, Mario Kart.
well,
and
no,
Zelda.
not even that. Like games
Not
that have
alone.
games that have been released by Nintendo they've gone
They've
back
been
to
good.
they've gone back to their original formula of fun first. Like
Yes.
if a game's not fun,
yeah.
if a game's not fun, then
Why bother?
play it? Yeah. If a game's not fun, then why
Yeah.
play it?
Yeah.
And Nintendo knows that.
Yeah.
And so they're making their games with fun in mind.
Here we
Yeah.
go.
Like, but it's really hard to argue that they're getting better in what they make.
Yeah, they make most of their money off of like Mario Karts and Zeldas and
Yeah, and that's
3D
what I'm
Mario
saying.
game.
Like, they made a staple in the world of gaming that barely other outlets of gaming have done. Like, what, except for maybe Half-Life? Like, I don't know. I don't know what other gaming franchises made a hit as big as any of the gaming franchises that Nintendo.
Minecraft.
For some
Okay,
fucking reason.
Minecraft can't. Well, I mean, they can charge you, but they don't charge for future updates. So I mean,
PUBG.
Here we
Does that count?
I think. Well, it's not really a franchise even. Like, I mean.
Oh yeah, you're right. I mean, Uncharted. I don't know.
Like
Crash Bandicoot used
Like-
to be
they
like that.
they created a staple within their brand, and everyone expects from them. Like they got the Switch Mario Kart game done just out of the gate. Well, not out of the gate, a little bit out of after the gate had been open. Like all intents and purposes, they have their
It's not. It's technically a port.
they have
so
their Switch Mario game.
It's technically a.
It's
Oh,
technic.
I thought you said Mario Kart.
It's yeah, Mario Kart. Like
Wait, you're talking about Mario Kart?
I'm talking about Mario Kart 8 Deluxe.
Oh,
They, for all intents and purposes, they have their Mario Kart game for the Switch. But like, it's just a port of Mario Kart 8. They didn't add any new racing stuff. They just changed battle mode and added some new characters.
change battle mode. I think they did more than that.
Oh, okay. They redesigned battle mode to where it wasn't.
Yeah.
Let's put it that way. But like, I have no doubts that they're gonna make a Mario Kart 9 eventually. Like, probably.
I wish they brought back Mario Kart DS balloon battle.
Probably near the end of the Switch's life, they'll bring a Mario Kart 9. I wouldn't doubt it.
They're not gonna call it that.
They might call it that.
They're not.
They've been pretty lazy with naming. Mario
They're gonna
Kart
call it Mario Kart Switch.
Dude,
Or something else.
Mario Kart Double Dash 2.
They're not gonna do that.
I want them to bring back the Double Dash.
Double dash. Can
Double dash distance.
Double Dash.
double
Mario
the
Kart
distance, double the
DDD.
dash.
Mario Kart DDD.
You know, if they remade Double Dash, I wouldn't be entirely disappointed.
Why did I just do that? Why did I do that? That was probably the dumbest thing I've ever done in gaming.
I'm looking forward to.
Yes, I didn't die. Oh my god.
I'm looking forward to see what they're gonna announce after the dust from Odyssey settles.
I mean, we already know a lot about what else they have.
Like we have no idea what they have, like what next big AAA title they have planned. Like we can
Yoshi, Metroid Prime, Pokemon.
we can like, okay, yeah, you have those, but like everyone's looking for the Smash announcement, because you know it's coming eventually. You just want to know when it's coming. They could do with Smash on the Switch what they did to Mario Kart. Just include
But
all
they
the
won't.
DS,
I don't think they will.
include all the DLC, and then add some new stuff. The Switch version to make it unique. You say they won't, but then I have Mario Kart 8 Deluxe to point.
Mario Kart 8 Deluxe is very different though. It's not like Smash.
They probably just didn't want to have to remake a Mario Kart game. They're just like, we'll just use the one for the. You know what I think?
God, maybe
You know what?
don't.
You know what I think it was.
Hmm.
Mario Kart 8 DLC didn't sell as well as the Smash DLC. So in order to let more people have access to it and play it, they ported it and Switch with the
Here
DLC.
we go.
That's my theory. At the very least.
Your game theory.
My industry theory.
It's just a game theory.
Thanks
You
for
really-
watching.
Oh my god, MatPat released another FNAF theory today.
Are you freaking serious?
I can't. I barely even watch game theories anymore, or film theories. Barely even watch any of the videos.
I still like his game theories. It's interesting to think about like what he presents.
They're better than HMK's theories.
Yeah, I mean, he hasn't even touched Kingdom Hearts yet. He's the smartest fucking theorist on YouTube. Like he
the best YouTube
he
theory.
said in one of his live streams, like someone asked him, when are you gonna do a Kingdom Hearts theory? He's just like, yeah, in order to do a Kingdom Hearts theory, I'd have to go into like a bunch of talking about the greater lore of it, which is pretty hard for people who've never played the games to even start to comprehend. I'm just like, holy shit, Pat, you're the smartest man alive. You are refusing to do what so many other men have failed to refuse to do. Theorize about the Kingdom Hearts story. At least when I make a theory about the Kingdom Hearts story, you know, it's actually a good one.
Here we go.
Or it makes some logical sense.
Like when we were watching the Kingdom Hearts Key back cover, I was just like, that I made a theory about why the last page in the Book of Prophecy says that the light's gonna fail, and it makes some sort of reasonable sense.
This run is really good right now. Holy crap.
Have you ever heard my theory, Cool, on that?
About what?
Why
Is that how KH3 is gonna end?
why the last page of the Book of Prophecies states that the light, that the darkness will prevail and light will expire.
What
Is this the
it?
last thing the Master of Master sees?
It's the last thing he
Which mean-
sees because
Which means the Keyblade
What-
must
the Keyblade.
have
the
gotten
Keyblade-
destroyed.
What I think happens at the end is, since Xehanort's Keyblade is the Keyblade that the Master of Masters gave to Lucio, so he could see the future. once Master Xehanort obtains the Keyblade, he gets rid of his other Keyblade, and so the Master of Masters.
Wait, hold on. Just to
That's
explain, a lot of the stuff that you say goes way over my head because I.
You haven't watched.
No information.
You haven't watched Back Cover.
Nope.
You want to know spoilers about?
Well, it's very simple, honestly.
Why not? Yeah, lay it on me.
So, the reason that the Book of Prophecies exists and that why it's so accurate is because the Master of Masters put his eye inside of a Keyblade that he gave to one of his apprentices, Lucian. That Keyblade is the very same Keyblade that Master Xehanort wields.
Yeah.
So my theory is based on the fact that the reason that the final page says the darkness prevails is because what actually happens in the final in one of the fights is Sora and company lose to Xehanort, and then he gets the Keyblade, and he gets rid of his old one, and so the Master Masters assumes that's the end, and there's nothing past it.
Okay. No.
Like,
I mean, cool.
I'm not gonna be like HMK, like this is the.
I'm
definite
surprised
theory.
HMK hasn't.
I'm surprised
tried to
HMK
figure that
hasn't said anything about it. I'm just like, I'm surprised no one else has picked that up.
Yeah. When are we making that theory video, huh?
When are we making that theory video? Never, because some
But it's
jackass.
the best theory. Someone's gonna steal it.
Some jackass is just gonna be like, oh, I came up with that theory months ago. Like, oh yeah, I streamed it with my friend watching Back Cover.
We
like,
came up with the theory on the spot.
on stream. I came up with that theory, and it makes more sense than any HMK theory that's ever come out. Especially the whole Lurium one. Holy shit, that was.
Oh my
atrocious.
god.
Oh yeah, Lurium.
Oh no, it was
and,
Ventus. No, it was Ventus.
Lurium and Ventus became nobodies. Like, Ventus.
That's why they haven't aged.
Ventus became a nobody. That's why he hasn't aged. It's like, I don't think that's it.
Little guy?
Also, there's a very
That is-
simple. There's a very simple detail that you can point out in Dream Drop Distance that disproves that theory.
What?
When Ienzo is fading into darkness, he's still a child. But when he reappears as a somebody, he's a teenager. I actually watched through DDD scenes to make sure that Ienzo was still a child when he was fading into darkness in the opening cutscene.
We should make a channel dedicated to disproving HMK's dumb theories.
Dude, we'd spend our entire fucking day on that. Holy shit, dude. Every time he comes out with a new video, it's just like, here's how you disprove HMK's theory.
Mhm.
Dude, our very first video would be proving that nobody's do age.
Yeah.
Because it's just like, here it is, guys. Ienzo's a title. Not a title. Ienzo is a child. He's fading in the dark. He's a teenager when he becomes a somebody again. And he's a.
We don't know that though, do we?
Well, like he's old.
Was
He's
he a
definitely.
child?
He's definitely older. He's definitely aged. Between the time he faded into darkness and
How do we know when he actually faded into darkness?
because it shows him and Evan fading into darkness in the opening cutscene of DDD.
Okay.
In the
Yeah.
in the very opening cutscene, it shows them fading into darkness, and he's a child. At least it looks like he's a child. I don't know if he's actually a child, but it looks like he's still a child. So we can assume that he's aged a bit. Between, also, Zigbar kind of aged.
Wow.
Zigbar ages noticeably between being a somebody and and Kingdom Hearts 2. He looks a lot older as Zigbar than he does as Greg.
You also have to remember what HMK based his theory on.
The 2009 interview. You know how much about the Kingdom Hearts series changed since 2009?
Nothing, because they had it.
What do you mean nothing?
Absolutely.
Oh, it's a
Absolutely.
joke. It's a joke.
Absolutely everything has changed.
It's a joke.
Oh, is he saying that the spin-off games don't count?
No, he said because he was like being sarcastic about how Nomura planned everything from the beginning.
He didn't plan everything from the beginning, though. That's
Exactly.
That's
That's,
clear.
the joke.
it's clearly it's clearly evident by the lines in KH1 going into KH2. Yeah,
HR.
saying that Sora was always the only Keyblade master until you realized the ending of
But
KH.
Mickey had a Keyblade.
The secret end. Yeah, Mickey had a Keyblade. The secret ending of KH2 showed
So it
three,
wasn't.
showed
that's
three other
It's not an
Keyblade
argument
wielders.
though.
No, but
'Cause
that,
Mickey did have a Keyblade in
No.
KH1.
no, there's an it's an argument of the story wasn't always planned out. Like the entire story wasn't planned out from the beginning. I know that's not
Well,
what
that's
I know what
obvious.
people are saying as a joke, but like, there's a secret. Like, Sora's like, oh, you're the only Keyblade master, but then in the KH2 secret ending, you see three other Keyblade wielders.
Okay.
Remember when people thought that was the KH3 trailer?
I mean,
Remember the box arts?
Yeah, I do. KH3 Keyblade War.
The Keyblade Wars.
To be perfectly fair to them, KH3 is dealing with the Keyblade War.
Here we go.
But not wars.
Not
literally.
not the Keyblade War of old, but they aren't trying to create a second Keyblade War.
Technically, it's the third. No, wait.
It's the second.
Never mind. I'm done.
It's technically the third Keyblade.
actually,
When was the second one? I'm gonna be so pissed off if Union Key ends with a second Keyblade War and it's actually the third Keyblade War.
It's Union Cross.
Whatever, get your ass out of here. I'm gonna be so pissed off if that's how Union Cross's story ends. Oh yeah, there's a second Keyblade War, and the one in KH3 is the third Keyblade War.
That's why it's called KH3.
And then you tell Nomura to calm his tits.
Oh my god.
It's like, Nomura, we have way too many Keyblade Wars.
We have too many Keyblades.
Everyone gets to wield a
7.8
Keyblade.
out of 10. Too many Keyblades.
Everyone is a Keyblade wielder now.
anyone can be a Keyblade wielder. Oh god.
That's true.
Well, that was a great
Well,
way to die.
It's technically true. Your heart has to be strong enough in order to for the Keyblade to actually come to you.
Okay, so like, I know this has been like said so many times, but thinking back of when I was watching the cutscene when
Q takes those.
Lee, no, when Lee, no, actually no, not even that. When Kyrie gets freaking Keyblade.
I mean, that's just
Yeah,
like
how's
that's like
how's her
make,
heart strong enough? What?
I have no idea. I mean, she's a princess of heart, so
That doesn't.
You have to figure there's.
Oh my god.
You have to figure there's some inherent strength that comes with that title. Don't you think?
It's fair enough.
There's some inherent strength of heart that comes with that title.
Why doesn't Alice get to wield the Keyblade?
I'm like,
Hmm?
because she didn't.
Her heart is strong.
She didn't have the Keyblade inheritance ceremony. Okay.
Okay, why doesn't Jack Sparrow wield the Keyblade?
Because Sora's not a Keyblade master, nor is he strong. Was he strong enough in KH2 to be
Terra
a Keyblade
wasn't a
master?
Keyblade master.
Yes, but he was strong enough to be a master.
There's a
That's
whole
the
gray area with
that's
this.
That's the explanation Nomura gave. Okay,
Oh god.
he was strong enough to be a master. Therefore, that's why he could give Riku
That's a
the.
bullshit reason.
I know it's a bullshit reason, but it's a bullshit story. Okay,
Oh my god. I hate Kingdom Hearts.
you're trying to explain something that is completely
God.
unexplainable with the current story.
I hate my life.
Like, it's obvious why Aqua was able to give Kairi the power, even though she
It's
didn't actually
obvious,
do the.
obvious.
Although she didn't actually do the ceremony, just Kairi happened to touch the hilt of the Keyblade.
Another bullshit reason.
Yes, I always.
Wow, Kyrie
Face
touched
palm.
the side of her keyboard.
It's better than how Sora got the Keyblade.
Through Ventus's heart.
No,
That's probably
no,
the best
no,
reason.
no.
I think it's the best.
Because Riku's heart fell to darkness, the Keyblade went to the next closest person who could wield the Keyblade,
I mean,
i.e.,
that's usually
Ventus's
how
heart
people-
inside Sora.
Yeah. Oh,
It wasn't until Sora proved that his heart was actually stronger than Riku's, that the Keyblade became his in his own right.
yeah, process of elimination. I think that's it.
No, it's
Very
not.
well
It's not
done.
process of elimination. Like the Keyblade
Yeah, it
is
is.
Sora's. The Keyblade is Sora's.
No, but you just said it was Riku's.
No, the Keyblade now.
It was supposed to be Riku.
It was supposed to be Riku's, but right now in the story, it's Sora's
Yeah,
because he proved that his heart was strong enough to take a Keyblade from someone who didn't even have, like, take someone who was supposed to have it. He just took the Keyblade, so he proved his heart was strong, and so the Keyblade is now his in his own right. Riku cannot take his Keyblade from him anymore.
No, wait, but like says who though?
You don't think Riku would have tried? Like when so right after Sora took it, you don't think Riku would have tried at least once?
well, yes, but at least once. But the point is, like, what I'm trying to say is, if Sora's heart were to be strong than somebody else that's around him, or somebody else who is next in line and most deserving of it, then I think that yes, the Keyblade could do the exact same thing that it did with him and Riku. Just go to the next person. Whether that's Riku or not, I don't know. It could be freaking Jack Sparrow. I don't care.
The reason that Riku could take the Keyblade was because it was Riku's Keyblade. You saw with Jack Sparrow and Sora, where Sora could just take it back because it's his Keyblade. Jack Sparrow cannot wield the Keyblade in his own right.
He should be able to.
No, in the dialogue.
Thanks, Nomura.
When in the dialogue, and I could be wrong about this. It might have been a while since I've watched it.
Well, since I've watched
Sora-
any of the cutscenes.
When Sora and Goofy get to Rise and Fall, Riku is like, let
Keyblade.
choose its real master, or choose her. Wait, what is the exact words? No, I'm looking it up.
Let the Keyblade come to its real master.
I'm looking it up.
Pretty sure that's the line. It might be choose its real master, but
I'm on 1 hour 3 second pace. I'm almost at sub 1 pace. Just have to not screw up.
I want to know how Riku knew that the Keyblade was supposed to be his, and that he could take it from Sora.
Because it's Nomura.
But yeah, well, I don't think we're ever gonna get an explanation for how Riku knew.
How did Riku have Kairi's Keyblade?
He did. I have no legitimate answer for that, and that bugs me.
Oh, hey Kairi, I found your Keyblade. You dropped it.
Oh, Kairi, I found this Keyblade for you. I've just been holding on to it. Don't ask me where I got it. Definitely not from Aqua in the Realm of Darkness, because I never met her. Mickey did though. He'll tell us all about that in a couple months.
Literally 12 years later.
12 years.
12 years.
Oh yeah, it's been 12 years since Cage 2.
Yep.
But it's only been like a couple months in the lore.
There can't be
Story.
2 Keyblade Masters.
Can't be 2 Keyblade Masters.
Oh, that's a lie.
Keyblade choose true.
Keyblade chooses its true master, right?
So,
That's the line, right? That the
Yes.
Keyblade chooses its true master.
he also says there can't be 2 Keyblade.
I mean, yeah, it was from a point in the story where there was only one Keyblade master.
Technically,
To be-
there were 2.
To be perfectly fair, they didn't know that. Like the characters didn't know that. Like, how was Sora supposed to know that other people could wield the Keyblade? I mean, Riku only saw someone else wield a Keyblade, you know. That shouldn't give him any indication that...
God.
That shouldn't give him any indication that other people can wield the Keyblade. Wait, that's how Riku knew it was supposed to be his. That's actually...
But there's
I'm
no
He's lying to
mention-
Sora.
There's no mention of.
No, like, that's how Riku knew it was
Terra.
his. Of course there's no mention of Terra in Cage 1. There's also no mention of Aqua in Cage 1.
No. Well, Aqua doesn't. Does Aqua have anything to do with Cage 1?
She helped Nikki get the Keyblade of Darkness.
Well, okay. The whole idea of Mickey in Cage 1 is based upon him being enigmatic. Like you never see him until you beat the game. Like that
Also the fact that Square wasn't allowed to use him except for in one scene.
sure, but in the context of the story,
that aside, though.
enigmatic. Yeah, he's an enigmatic character. You don't know what he is, who he is, what his backstory is. So I'm pretty sure that you see, like, he has a keyboard, but I would say that there's no, like, obvious connection, I guess, that Aqua has with Stage 1 storyline. I mean, I guess that
But,
is
like,
the only
okay.
connection.
In Cage 1, completely isolated from the rest of the series, Aqua has nothing to do with Cage 1. But it's not until 0.2 that we found out that she helped Mickey get the Keyblade of Darkness so that they could seal the door to darkness.
Dude, I still haven't played Zero. I don't know.
I don't know. People complain about Kingdom Hearts saying that it's always complicated, and I would agree with
Which
that.
it is.
It's just some of the most convoluted stories some of the times.
I think by getting hit here, I saved some time on accident.
Why did it
Yeah.
prevent you from...
Because it only, no! Oh my, oh wait, I can just, wow, I wish I knew that in my last run. Oh, because at the end of the fight, it, like, takes your lives for points or whatever, and I only had 3 lives instead of 4. That makes sense?
Anyways, I watched a movie today, and it was a movie about the making of the movie. Think about that.
I can't believe that I forgot about a basic plot of Kingdom Hearts. Like, how did Riku know? How did Riku know that the Keyblade was supposed to be his? And then it's just like, wait a minute. He was there during the inheritance ceremony. I think something tipped him off that it was supposed to be his. Call me crazy.
You're crazy.
I think something tipped him off that maybe this is supposed to be mine.
No.
Did you just
I'm
die?
an idiot. I'm an idiot.
Death to violence.
I am so dumb. Holy crap.
I just saw
That was all my fault.
Oh, what
I
the
wasn't ducking.
fuck?
Oh my gosh.
Oh my
I was fooling around. Oh my god, he won't cartwheel. It's okay, sub 1 is still
Hey
3.
man, his name's not Aqua. He doesn't know how to cartwheel. Like my joke.
That was a bad joke.
It was a serviceable inside joke, I guess.
BRB killing someone.
Hey,
Please, Toad, get here in time.
ouchies.
Yay.
Holy Jesus. He almost dropped the barrel on you.
Poor DK. Getting smashed all the time.
Hey
Wait,
man,
what?
there's some frat guys who'd love to get smashed all the time.
This is
I don't want to die.
Tail.
I don't wanna be alive.
I'm scared.
Man, this game has more waiting for things to happen than
DDD.
in DD. You don't wait for things to happen. You just spam try. The game does it.
57-46.
Nice.